friends, welcome back to my channel, A Little Geek, A Little Chic. Today we are going to talk about the books that I acquired in the month of April. So grab yourself your beverage of choice and let's get into it. Okay, so I believe in let me just situate myself here. Okay, this is gonna be a haul. I believe in my last haul video, I said I wasn't sure I'd get very much in April because it's my birthday month, but I'm gonna be pre-ordering some books in May and June. I also have two other books that I'm getting that are not in this haul yet, but I'm probably gonna pick them up at the end of April or first week of May. So when I get them, I will include them in the May haul, just so I can get this filmed for you guys. But I did some thrifting. So my husband and I went to a couple thrift shops in the city and I got a couple books, like 5. And then for my birthday, I got a coupon from them. Okay. And at the same time, literally like the next day, I got an email from them that said, hey, by the way, all books are half price. So when a book is $5.99 and you can get it for $3 or $2.50, and they barely, like, honestly, some of the books that come from I think it's Value Village in our city here, but like thrift stores, when they have a coupon of like half price, you go there and you look at books, and I don't think anyone's ever read most of them. I think they just get like it's like people get them for Christmas, birthdays, whatever, and then they move or something and they just donate them. And so there's no garage sales this year. So that's where I usually like scout out good books that people are getting rid of for a couple bucks. But since there are none, I thought, you know what, for my birthday, I'm gonna go check out Value Village. And I ended up with 7 more books. And then I got 1 off of the buy and sell. Or 6 more books. So I have 11 total from okay, so I have 11 total from Value Village. And I have 2 from other sources. So let's get into them. So the first one is from Value Village. It is the book number 2 it's a dragon fantasy series that my friend told me to pick up, Kim from Bookshelf Bunny. And so I bought the first book. I have not read it yet, but this one was at Value Village in great shape for like $2, and it is book 2. Because I really know if I like it, I will definitely be reading it. So it's book 2 in the inheritance cycle, and it says that Eragon and his dragon Sapphire have just saved the rebel state from destruction. And that's about all I will say, because I don't want any spoilers in here, because there's going to be spoilers reading the back of book 2 of a fantasy novel. So dragons, dragon keepers, fantasy lands, having disruptive situations. Sounds great. The second book did not come from Value Village. It is from a book swap on Facebook I'm part of for our city here, and it is The Vanishing Half. And somebody had it on the book swap and just asked if anybody wanted to read it, and it was at no charge. And so I said, yeah, please, can I have that one? And I went and snatched it up for free. So that was awesome. And Vanishing Half was super popular last year on this platform, BookTube. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's about 2 sisters. One of them is white passing, and one is a female who embraces her Black lifestyle and her ethnicity, and the other one who kind of does not, and their life and what ensues. So it sounds like a really good novel, but also really, it sounds like it's going to be a heartstrings tugger. So read this one if you, and it's also, I think, Own Voices novel, so it's a good one to pick up right now. It got really good reviews last year, so I just really wanted to read it. Next, Tessa Bailey. This one came from Value Village. Love Her or Lose Her. And it's kind of like, it seems like it's a Reno thing. So it says, Rosie and Dominic Vega are the perfect couple, high school sweethearts, best friends, madly in love. Well, they used to be. Now Rosie's lucky to get a caveman grunt from her ex-soldier every time she walks in a door. Dom is faithful and a great provider, but the man she fell in love with years ago is nowhere to be found. When her girlfriends encourage her to demand more out of life and pursue her dream of opening a restaurant, she decides to demand more out of her love too. 3 words: marriage boot camp. Never in a million years did Rosie believe her stoic, too manly to emote husband would actually agree to a relationship rehab with a weed-smoking hippie. It kind of gives you the Parenthood, I think is what it is, that movie, and they all go to like this resort and they do like couples yoga and stuff. It kind of gives me that vibe. So it sounds really good, and Dom's secret could demolish everything, so they're trying to like rebuild their relationship, and then something happens. But I'm very excited to read this one. I just love a good contemporary romance in the summer. It's fantastic to have some of those on hand. Then I have Lisa Jewell, The Family Upstairs. Again, perfect condition. I don't think anyone's ever read it. I don't like to know too much about my thrillers. I know I like Lisa Jewell, so I'm sure this will be great. I like to have, again, a lot of thrillers on hand. Summer and fall are like my thriller seasons. So, gonna read this one. Definitely this year in the summer. It sounds really, really good. Again, it had a lot of hype on BookTube last year as well. So, on the thriller train, I got books 1 and 3 because they didn't have book 2, but I will look for it again at the thrift shop. And if not, and I only have to buy 1 book out of the series, perfect. But again, perfect condition, never cracked the spine on these suckers. And it's books 1 and 3, and packed next is The Knife of Never Letting Go, Chaos Walking series, and book 3, The Monster of Men. I've heard really good things about these, so I'm very, very excited to dive into them. Yeah, again, I don't like to know too much about thrillers. I know that this one was made into a movie, so perhaps I will read it up and then we will watch the movie. Patrick Ness is also known, I think, for A Monster Calls, I think he wrote, and I believe that's correct. And also, it also had really good reviews on BookTube. Yeah, and it's apparently not just like a thriller. Apparently, it's just more of like a deep, impactful novel. So that one's also on my TBR to someday pick up and read, my want to purchase list. Book 1 of the Dark Towers by Stephen King, The Gunslinger, was there. Again, great condition, great size. I like it. It's not completely a pocket book. It's like got some nice flop to it. So excited to get my hands on this sucker and pick him up and give him a read, because I've heard really good things about this series, and this might be where I start really delving into Stephen King with his stuff. It's not so horror-y, more of like fantasy, etc., more of a story. So I'm going to test this one out and see what I think. Maybe I'll continue with the series, maybe I won't, but at least I'll have tried. Then another book that was also really popular a couple years ago, or as last year, let's see when this came out. Hold on. It says 2019. So, yes, 2 years ago. The Power. So it kind of gives me dystopia Handmaid's Tale vibes, which is what a lot of people are saying. It says all over the world, women and girls are discovering that they have the power. With a flick of their fingers, they can inflict terrible pain and even death. And with the small twist of nature, everything changes drastically. Ambitious and provocative, visceral, and page-turning award-winning author Naomi Allen's Power at once takes us on a journey to an alternative reality and exposes our own world in bold and surprising ways. It sounds really dark and like a dystopian type vibe. I'm getting really good feminist like power vibes from it. I'm actually really excited to read it and see what it's about. I think Kayla from Books and Lala read this one, so maybe I'll go check out her video and see what she thought of it. Because sometimes we have the same taste. She does like some really weird books though that I am not a fan of, but she would be a good one to get a review from this book on to see if it would be something you would want to read. Now, as you know, I'm currently reading Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng, and it was her a novel that she put out, but her most famous novel was adapted into an Amazon Prime series, and that is Little Fires Everywhere. I do have a digital copy, but this was there for like $2, and again, it's in great shape. There is somebody's note. This is what you get when you go to a Value Village store. Somebody has used Maureen. Maureen has used an envelope as a bookmark. But I'm excited to get into this one. This one is about a neighborhood who has secrets. Every house has secrets. Every neighbor has secrets. There's some racism and some prejudice that go on in this novel. And there is obviously, like you learn at the very beginning, a fire. And it's kind of like whodunit, but also everybody's dirty laundry kind of gets aired. So I'm very excited to pick this one up and try to read this one again. I think it was just the wrong time for me when I first started reading it. I was really busy, like I think 2 summers ago, and I just didn't have the time to get my brain around a book at that time, and then I kind of just forgot about it. So hopefully this grabs my attention, and it's physical form, so it might be easier to read at like the lake or something like that, out in the sun. You guys, found a perfectly unbroken copy of my favorite book of all time, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I don't own a copy of The Night Circus. Now I do. I always said I would get one. This copy was at the thrift store in perfect condition, and it was $2.50. So now it's mine. Now I have one. Now I can't say that I don't. And I am so excited to do a reread because I'm just waiting to get my hands on a copy to reread, and that's happening. That's happening this year, and I'm just stoked. This is going to be so great. If you haven't read The Night Circus, please do. It's about rival magicians who basically use their kin or apprentice to do their bidding, and like they put them in this magic competition they don't know they're in, and only one of them is supposed to survive, and it's just it's just crazy and amazing. And the ambiance and the atmosphere of this book and the way it's written is so beautifully written that you just get lost in the circus, and it's just fantastic. I highly recommend it if you didn't get that from my description, how much I love it. The next book I got is something that was on BookTube a lot a couple years ago, and I've never read it. I heard a lot about it, and it seems like a contemporary YA, good for the summer kind of read, and that is Will Grayson, Will Grayson. And it's about 2 boys with the same name who cross paths, and they end up, what is it here? 2 different circles suddenly find their lives going in a new and unexpected directions, culminating in heroic turns of the heart and most epic musical ever to grace the high school stage. Will Grayson, Will Grayson. And I just look at the book. Like, that is super awesome. I just love how it's like reflective and opalescent. It's pretty sweet. So I'm not expecting a lot from this book. I'm expecting a contemporary to read and a light kind of hearted thing to read and just thumb my way through in the summer. Usually outside probably. Since we're moving to a new build, it won't be on my deck, like I always say, outside on my deck. No, it'll be outside on my dirt pile without a fence, so the neighbors all see me sitting there reading. But I like books. Could have worse neighbors. If you are my neighbor, feel free to introduce yourself if you also like books. I'm going to have a library in one of the rooms at that house, and I will lend books to friends. So the last book, if you guys can hear it over there, my husband just got home and the dog is going crazy, so ignore the tapping. The last book I got is The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if I butchered it. But it is a story about a boy who, I believe, loses his mother. So Hiram Walker is born into bondage. When his mother is sold away, Hiram is robbed of all her memory of her, but was gifted with a mysterious power. And it's kind of like a coming of age and like taking back one's life kind of story. I am a little bit nervous about this book. I know Kayla, again, from Books and Lala, I think she liked this book, but I'm going to go watch her video on this one also. But for $2.50, I might as well try it out, right? I am a little bit leery because of this. I have never liked any of the books that I've read that were from Oprah's book club. Sorry, Oprah. Love you. The book club just has never really hit home with me. Maybe this is the book that's going to do it. Reese's book club, on the other hand, no problems. Love all those books. But Oprah and I, we're friends, but not in the book club realm. So maybe this will change it, and maybe I'll like this pick. It's from her 2019 pick, but I'm gonna test it out. I'll let you guys know what I think. And the last book I got was from a little free library down the street. I dropped off a book and picked up this one. I have no idea what it's about, but it just sounds like a family story. Kind of gives me Mamma Mia vibes. They all big family, lots of drama kind of thing going on. And it is called The Supreme Macaroni Company. If you've read this book, let me know in the comments down below what it was like. Was it like a contemporary? Was it like a novel? A historical novel? What is it? But it sounds like for over 100 years, the Angelini Shoe Company in Greenwich Village has relied on the leather produced by Verricelli and Son in Tuscany. Ancient business partnership provides a twist of fate for Valenti Roncalli, the school teacher turned shoemaker, to fall in love with Gianluca Viciarelli, a tanner with a complex past and a secret. So, yeah. I have no idea what it's about. There's a family tree in the front. It makes me a little nervous because there's going to be a lot of characters that I'm probably not going to remember, but I'm going to test this one out. It sounded like, oh, it continues on the back. Good news. Yeah, so not too sure I'm going to love this one, but I'm going to definitely test it out. The dog is now playing with her food, so now my camera is shaking. Yeah. So that is going to be it for my video for you guys. Those are all the books that I got for the month of April. Thank you, as always, for watching. Kieran, hi. Do you want to be in the video? Because you're shaking it like you want to be in the video. As always, comment down below. I appreciate all your likes, all your subscribes, and all your comments. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.